now we are take that fast. So if I like I don't know whether they are taking it. I'm not sure. Yes, my phone.
Good morning, Mr. President. Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you Her Excellency Mrs. Maria de Conceição de Souza Pilar, Ambassador Designate of Portugal to Ghana, resident in Abuja, Nigeria.
It is an honor for me to present to Your Excellency the letters by which the President of the Portuguese Republic has accredited me as Ambassador to the Republic of Ghana. I have the honor to present at the same time the letters of recall of my predecessor.
You're welcome. Thank you. Please. Yeah, thank you very much. You're warmly welcome. Yeah, Ghana's ties with Portugal have been historic, and we're all very proud of that. I mean, for all of us who attended school in Ghana, in our history lessons, we're told that the first Europeans to land on our shores were the Portuguese. And till today, the most famous tourist landmark in Ghana is the Elmina Castle, which was built by the Portuguese several centuries ago. And so our ties are historical. We also appreciate the fact that the Portuguese national airline flies directly to Accra, and so that improves people-to-people relationship. I've flown it before. When I was going to Brazil, I went through Lisbon with TAP, and then we tapped to Sao Paulo. And so I have experienced your national airline before. Ghana itself is trying to re-establish our national airline, and at the appropriate time, we'll be looking for partners, and maybe if Portuguese, your national airline is interested, we could do a partnership. But we want to expand economic relations with Portugal, and we believe that we can attract more investors to come and invest in Ghana. Ghana has a lot of natural resources, a lot of land, a lot of water. So for agriculture, for agribusiness, for mining, oil and gas, I mean, there's so many opportunities that we have here with a market size of almost 35 million people. And then also with the African Continental Free Trade Area, it's possible to reach a market size of 1.3 billion people in Africa. And so we believe that forging stronger economic ties and inviting more Portuguese business people to come and do business in Ghana would be a win-win, both in terms of investment and also in terms of creating employment opportunities for our young people. I note the visit of my predecessor last year to Portugal. It was a high point of our relationship, and we hope that we'll be able to continue from that point. And so we want to warmly welcome you. West Africa currently faces problems to do with violent extremism, especially in the Sahel. And we are partnering with several of the countries in the EU, France, UK, Germany, and also with America in terms of building up the capacity to be able to resolve the issues of violent extremism in the Sahel. ECOWAS has gone through a bit of issues with 3 of the countries deciding to leave ECOWAS, but we're still in continuous dialogue with them, and I've appointed a special envoy to continue the dialogue with the hope that we'll be able to resolve the issues and break down the mistrust between us so that we can collaborate in the interest of our two people. But you are warmly welcome. I know that we don't have Portuguese embassy here. I was quite surprised when I was told you came from Abuja, because with the kind of relationship we have with Portugal, I just assumed that we had an embassy here, but it's something that we can work on.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're warmly welcome.
Thank you, Excellency, Mr. President. It's really a personal and professional honor to be here, to have this opportunity to present my credentials. We just reopened our embassy in Abidjan. I came to reopen the embassy, so the embassy will reopen in 2023, and so maybe we'll be open in the future here in Accra. And I want to say Portugal is really a small country geographically, but we were present a little bit around the world during our history. And I was also to acknowledge the important role that from Ghana towards the stability and in initiatives for security in the region, like Accra Initiative also, and its efforts for the security in the region. And so now let's work for the cooperation between the two countries. It's true that we have important companies operating here in Accra, in Ghana, but we are going to try to, and the fact that we have the company TAP traveling from here to Ghana, it will be very important to call Portuguese enterprise and companies to be established here in Ghana.
Thank you very much. Okay. And so let's drink a toast.
Yes. A toast
to the continued friendly relations between Ghana and Portugal. Cheers.
follow me. When I get there, I'll step aside. Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you His Excellency Mr. Conrad Vincent Medrick, High Commissioner Designate to the Republic of Seychelles to Ghana, but resident in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
It is an honor for me to present to Your Excellency the letters by which the President of Seychelles, Mr. Wevelwan Kalawan, has accredited me as High Commissioner non-resident of Seychelles to Ghana, and also to present the letters of recall of my predecessor. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're warmly welcome. That's a long distance to travel. Addis Ababa. and so we want to welcome you. We know the historical ties that bind us, and that we both experienced British colonialism, and even long before our countries gained independence, the exile of the Asante King to Seychelles has created bonds that can never be broken, because we now have blood ties between Ghana and Seychelles. And so I believe that we can build on that to make the relation even closer in terms of our cooperation in various fields. We know that the ocean and the blue ocean economy is very important to Seychelles. We have started an initiative with regards to the blue economy to try to safeguard our maritime resources. And we're also quite conscious of the effects of climate change, especially on island nations like Seychelles. And so we stand in solidarity with all the island nations to ensure that the appropriate things are done to keep global warming within the targeted range, in order that it reduces the adverse effects that it can have on countries like Seychelles. We also have an interest in issues of illegal fishing and piracy, and I think that is an area where we can share experience and best practice, and I believe that that would be something we can work on together. I'm aware that the head of state visited during the 100th anniversary of the exile of the King of Asante, and I think that that was a high point of our relationship, and we should be able to build on that, you know, to expand the cooperation between us. We've signed the African Continental Free Trade Area, both our countries, and so it should make it possible for us to increase the level of trade that we have. But I believe that we need to activate the Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation, and that can become the vehicle and the instrument for upgrading cultural exchange, people-to-people exchange, and also to learn from Seychelles' experience with tourism, because tourism is a well-developed sector there. We have a growing tourism sector, but it's not as developed as it is in Seychelles, and so I think that there's a lot that we can do to cooperate so that we learn from each other. And so you're warmly welcome again. And we hope that during your tenure, we'll move the relationship between our two countries to the next level.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to present to you greetings from the President of Seychelles and our 120,000 people from Seychelles. As you rightly mentioned, we have a lot, 120,000.
You can hold your elections in one stadium. You can gather all the people in one stadium.
Yes, that's
and
right.
hold your elections.
Yes, but one thing, President, we are going to have elections on the 27th of September.
Okay.
In fact, it's written in the Constitution now. There was a constitutional amendment to set the date for the elections.
Okay.
So, but the thing is that we have to have it over 3 days. Because we have so many islands, 120
Okay,
islands.
I understand.
And some are inhabited. So to get the ballot boxes fly to these places,
To the different islands,
But on the 27th, Saturday, it's a main voting day.
Okay.
So, but the results is announced in the morning. So the president is busy campaigning. I had the honor to be with him here in Accra in November, and we had a very, very interesting program. So we managed to sign 4 MOUs, agreements, and in the fields of culture. I'm happy to note that the cultural part is moving. We've had visits from Seychelles to Ghana, and we're now looking forward to the signing of, I mentioned to the minister yesterday, for health, the trade, the fisheries agreement. In terms of fisheries, we've had some cooperation, especially between our 2 tuna canning factories, which is the biggest in Africa. And at one point, one Seychelles national was in the top management of the canning factory here.
Okay.
So, and then he went back as head of the Seychelles.
Pioneer Foods, eh?
Yes.
The tuna canning factory.
That's right, yes. So, in the field of blue economy, there's so much more that we can expand on. And Seychelles now is concentrating a lot on the ocean, which we owe. Tourists is, you don't owe the tourist. They come and go, but it's the #1 activity. So COVID taught us a good lesson, no tourist was coming, so so it was a big issue. But now we are diversifying aquaculture, you name it. But at the same time, we have a lot of challenges on the ocean. Illegal fishing, as you mentioned, Mr. President, is one of the big issues. So from time to time, we catch the fishing vessels especially from Sri Lanka, Madagascar, and then also we have a lot of illicit trade. Like drugs, trafficking, from neighboring countries like Iran is is the main one. So these are areas that we can collaborate. So anyway, we wish, we have quite a number of Ghanaian working in Seychelles, the descendants from King Prempeh, and I think there are over 700 now Ghanaians. In Seychelles, and then of course we have our Seychelles community here in Accra, in Ghana. Last time when the president came, we managed to meet the community. There was around 20 of them who came for the function at the hotel. So we have a lot in common that we can develop, share together. And in fact, Ghana was one of the countries that our president has been on official visits in time, having this visit to Kumasi with the king. So we are like brothers and sisters. Thank you, Mr. President.
No, thank you. You're warmly welcome again. Thank you. We'll drink a toast.
Yes.
So we'll drink a toast to the continued good relations between Ghana and Seychelles. Cheers.
Cheers.